Indianapolis Motor Speedway is a racetrack that means so much to auto racing, and it's also huge. The 2.5-mile rectangular oval has two straightaways, both 5/8 of a mile long, split between 4 quarter-mile turns and 2 8th-mile chutes. This makes this racetrack extremely hard to prepare for. Brian Vickers made his 300th NASCAR Sprint Cup Series start this weekend at a track that he hasn't raced at in this series since 2011. And after a very impressive top 5 qualifying run, the Aaron's Dream Machine on the last restart of the race slid up high into turn 1, causing him to lose several spots that he was ultimately never able to regain throughout the rest of the race. This brings up our first question. How different is qualifying trim from race trim, and why do you have to change them if you can get more speed during qualifying? Qualifying trim is set up for short runs in clean air, and we add a lot more tape to the grill during qualifying to close off this grill space, increasing downforce, which increases speed. This also lets less air get to the radiator, and we have to keep these cars cool. Even the smallest piece of debris on these grills can cause engine temperatures to rise drastically, forcing you to pit early or risk catastrophic engine failure. Now this early pit is what you saw for the number 15 RK Motors Camry, Clint Boyer on Sunday. Now race trim is set up for long green flag runs, but we have to prepare for being in traffic. When the air is going over this spoiler, behind it the air gets very turbulent and disturbed, eliminating side force when you're behind another car, pushing these cars up the track, ultimately losing grip, losing their groove, and losing speed. So the biggest difference between qualifying trim and race trim is the balance of the car. During race trim, we have to be balanced to account for all race conditions, while in qualifying trim, we're looking for all-out speed. When all was said and done on Sunday, Clint Boyer and the number 15 team finished exactly where they started. And mainly, this was because of some trouble in the pit area. This leads us into our next question concerning the training regimen that pit crews go through here at MWR. The first thing that we do on Mondays after our coaches break down our film is we review it here as a team in the theater at Michael Waltrip Racing. Every position is graded and they're broken down into steps. The jackman, they break it down from the time the car stops to the time it's up. So the changers, it's their on pattern, 5 lug nuts on, 5 lug nuts off. Now their partner, the carrier, he's broken down into the time from when the tire's out and the wheel well's open until it's closed and he indexes the tire onto the car. Now the gas man, the final man in the pit stop, he's graded on the time it takes for the car to stop until it plugs that gas can into the car. Tuesdays are position-specific days, so we break it down into team drills, correcting all the mistakes or improving on things we could do better from the race film that we broke down the day before. And it's also our heaviest lifting day and our heaviest workload here in the MWR Performance Center. On Wednesday, it's our week to look forward at the race week that's coming up ahead. So what we do is we break it down and look back at last year or earlier this season at the race at that same track, so we can expect what kind of adjustments we're gonna make, as well as the number of pit stops. Also, pit roads are just as unique as the tracks themselves, so we prepare that way for pit wall height, size of the stalls, and pit road speed coming in. Then on Thursday, it's our race day practice. We break everything down and get ready for the race week ahead. It's also our lightest workout day, so that we can be fresh for the upcoming race. That wraps up this week's segment, and now we head back to Pocono for our second trip there and 6 more races before the chase to clinch our berth for the championship run.